always have been. In the ring and in business. 30 years of battles, rising, falling, rebuilding. I've made money, I've lost money, but it wasn't until I created Zapata Systems was I able to really find my way out. But the toughest fight, it wasn't physical. It was watching money walk out the door week after week, whether to vendors charging too much or labor not justifying the revenue. That money stress, it doesn't always stay at work. It follows you home, turns into arguments, cold dinners, and broken peace. And then there's the IRS, back taxes, deadlines, pressure you can't punch your way out of. Zapata System shows you what you're really paying. It gives you control, leverage, and savings. This isn't about surviving. It's about winning. You're in a fight. Start acting like it. Zapata Systems. Fight smarter.
We are live. What's up, my brother Gregg Valentino? What's going on?
What are you doing, Joseph? How you doing?
What is going on? We got Luciano's in there.
Luciano,
what's going on?
And Ruben Sanchez. What's up, my brother?
I think he got the game face, correct? Ruben, you got the game face?
I think he did it. Yes, Lucia sent it, for Mitch, that she does his bullshit. Ruben, what's going on?
John Scuderi says,
John Scuderi.
He says, why do you guys catch me in my office? I'm on the toilet.
The talent. I'm
Howdy. What's up, Smalls? Hey, by the way, did you hear that it's official? Mike Tyson and Floyd Mayweather are having a exhibition in next year. Yes.
That's so stupid. Mike Tyson might as well box his father.
It was official. TMZ just reported it also too. They are fighting an exhibition in spring.
You know what he's going to do? He's going to destroy his legacy. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're gonna, in other words, he was, he's such a kid. Unless he goes in there and literally comes out serious and hurts fucking Floyd Mayweather. If they come in there and they do the shit he did with what's his name, not
Jake Paul.
Was it Jones, Roy Jones, or who the fuck was it that he?
Yeah, Roy Jones. Yeah.
If they go in there and they do patty cake, baker's man, and they do that shit like they did with each other, it's just going to be another one of the. It's a money grab. You know what I mean? It's big names. It's stupid. That's what I think. It's ridiculous. I didn't know that, Joe. That's.
It just happened today. The breaking news today just happened. TMC reported it today.
I don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. Dan, what's up?
After what happened with him and fucking what's his name over there, it was terrible. That was terrible.
It was.
People didn't want to really see that shit. It wasn't a good look, you know what I mean? And I don't know. The whole Roy Jones thing, when those two boxed too, was the same thing. Roy Jones looked like a fucking old man, couldn't throw pie, and they were just like patty caking it, you know what I mean, to make money. I mean, I don't know if Tyson's broke, but
it's definitely a money grab. It's definitely a money grab.
I'm not excited about that. Like if it's playing on TV, I'm not. I probably wouldn't even watch it.
Yeah. Dan, good evening, Joe and Greg. What's up, Dan? Luciana said it's going to be a catch weight. Knight Rider says, Greg, what did you think when Dave kicked you off the After Hour show last week? LOL.
Dave didn't kick me off. What he did was he wanted to say, because I was going, because they're talking about the bodybuilding and it's boring shit, you know what I'm saying? So when I did that, he goes, all right, I'll put you backstage and we'll talk. So once he did that, you guys don't know, but I said, oh, okay, bye. And I got off the show. So he was looking to get me back on, but I didn't go. I wasn't there. I left. We just left. That's why at the end of the show, it's like, hey, Greg, I'm sorry I didn't meet him, but I know that you really didn't want to talk about bodybuilding, so I figured to put you backstage. But he wanted me to come back on, but you can't do that. He knows he's not going to do that again. He can't do that shit, or you're going to wind up losing me on that show. I'm not going to, and if I don't mean to be funny, but if you watch that show, right, I came on like a couple minutes, it had already started when I came on. It was like, and then I come on, and it's like, I'm not trying to be cocky, but my friend even said, bro, it's like the lights were turned on. Like I came on, I started talking about fucking crazy shit, and all this other shit. So, you know,
Yeah.
Dave wasn't trying to, he thought he was being like, smart. Sometimes he mutes people. It's one thing if he muted me. I don't even like being muted, to be honest with you. If you don't want me to talk, I wasn't going to throw my 2 cents in anyway, because I don't give a shit. I'm sorry, guys. I love bodybuilding, but not this bodybuilding. I don't like the sport of bodybuilding. I love bodybuilding for me. And, and a case in point, who was it that was just saying that, who the fuck was it? I just saw talking about the trend kids and shit. And he said he was at that fucking, it was Big Frank last week. Big Frank.
Yeah, when we had
He
Big
said
Frank
he went
out.
to the show, and, the Mr. Olympias, they're sitting there and shit like that. But the trend kids had a line out the window down the street, out the door, rather, down the street. Like he said, it was bigger than Piana's line. And I was there when Piana had the lines, you know what I'm saying? And I seen those things. Even Mark Lubliner had a line. Like, these guys, you don't understand. Put Sam Solik there, right? The trend kids, certain guys like that. Nobody, Mr. Olympia could be sitting there at a table. Nobody's going to go to that. They're all going to go to those guys. Because bodybuilding now is more, the internet has taken more, the internet guys are making more money than the friggin' pros.
Yeah, exactly.
And you keep letting everybody be pro and everybody and their brother. Today everybody's got big legs, right? In the old days, guys had legs were legs, but today everybody's got these ridiculously oversized fucking legs that you wonder, like, they couldn't even run with that shit. Trust me, you know what I'm saying?
It's crazy.
The physiques had a fucking look to them. When you saw Kevin Levrone or Lee Priest or fucking or any of those guys, you know what I'm saying? Sean Ray, you knew, oh shit, that's Sean Ray. You could have took the head off like this and known whose body that was. Today, they all look the fucking same. So it's boring to me. It's not the sport I fell in love with. They let the drugs get out of hand. They added all new classes, the Joe Matarazzo class, the fucking, you name it. It's, So Dave just figured, okay, you know what? All right, because I'm doing the snoring. He said, okay, I'll put you backstage so you don't have to listen to the shit. And I'm so, okay, you put me backstage. Bye. You do that. I left the show. You have no idea. I was like, okay, bye. Clicked right off and went about my business,
Yep. Luciano says Floyd stays in shape, but he's probably 185 pounds nowadays. Yeah, he does.
But Floyd's a lot younger also. I mean, I think fucking Tyson's like his father's age. I mean, you can't. You're watering down the fucking, even boxing. Now today, fucking Jake Paul's fucking fighting, guys. Let me see you fight Francis Ngannou. Although I actually like Jake Paul, and I do like his brother. I think they bring entertainment to everything, but you're almost doing what these young kids are doing to bodybuilding. You're killing the fucking. Jake Paul can fight Joe Matarazzo, and it'll draw more than whoever than seeing fucking Tyson Fury, who's the champ, fight somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's just you've killed it.
Yep. John Scuderi said, I love Mike, but all this is a money grab. It's like Motley Crue performing in walkers and wheelchairs. Yeah, it's bad.
Dude, it'd be like fucking saying like, Vince Taylor wants to come out of retirement to compete in the Mr. Olympia. Dude, stay in your era. That's why when everybody keeps saying to me, oh, Kai Green. Dude, my message to Kai, stay being the uncrowned king. Because if you go in that shit, you haven't fucking competed. I know you look jacked and all that shit, okay? But to get in that condition that these guys are getting in, and he's no bigger than any of those guys. Yes, he looks huge to you guys, but those guys are huge too. You have no idea. You're not going to place first. And if you don't place first, you're going to be like, shit, it just deflates everything. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And guys, next week, by the way, Victor Martinez is going to be joining us, the Dominican Dominator. He was really sick. Actually, you guys know Generation Iron. He's going to come on and talk about his health scare because it was pretty scary for him. So he's going to come on. Luciano said, doesn't Mike Tyson have a podcast? I said, yeah, he does.
Yeah, he does. But they make money. But you know what happens? These guys also get addicted to not just the fame, but the attention. The attention's always on. Once he does things like this, the attention's all on him. Everybody. But who the fuck, after seeing what happened, unless he knocked out Jake Paul, right? If he would have went in there and smacked the shit out of him and knocked him out in the first round, then you wouldn't even looked at this shit with fucking you would have wanted somebody bigger. But you're looking at him now like, come on, dude. Are you gonna get in there with that gray shit on your face? And are you gonna do what you did with Roy Jones? We hit each other. You tap me, I tap you. Nobody comes out with no black eye, fat lip, or nothing. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Roy
William Allen.
Terrible.
Yep. William Allen said, I would think people would know that these stage boxing matches are like pro wrestling. Yeah, basically, man.
You know what it is? The internet to me has spawned all this bullshit. Even with this stuff, it's changing sports, it's changing entertainment, it's changing, even music. Everything is fucking the internet now, and it's there's good and bad about it, And it's just now again, guys, you want to see fucking if 58, 59-year-old's going to fight a fucking, come on.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand? I mean, I remember when fucking George Foreman fought, and he was like over 40, and we were like, holy shit, he still had it. But I mean, like 40 is considered ancient if you're a baseball player, what football player's 40? You know what I mean?
Yep, exactly. Dan says After Hours needs Jimmy to come back on as regular. Yeah, I know. By the way, if any of you guys going to be in Apollon Gym in New Brunswick on October 18th, a lot of the guys are going to be there. Sean Ray's going to be there. Lee's going to be there. Who else? I think Jimmy's going to be there. Like Greg, we're going to try and get you there. Hopefully you can come.
Yeah, I'm going to talk to Jimmy.
Yeah, talk to Jimmy. See if we all can meet up and everything. So
yeah, we'll get him back at the house here too. Okay, part 2.
Yeah, Dizzy Willow. Yo, Dizzy Willow. Ron Simmons, what's up?
Hey, Dizzy Willow. Yeah, Ron Simmons. What's up?
Hey, my man. What's up? John Livia, what's going on? John's got a great channel. Serious and serious.
Oh, that's John. Yeah, hey, John. What are you doing, brother?
What's going on, John? Wade Clark. Hi, guys from Australia. What's going on?
Wade, what's going on? Don't swim in the waters out there. Too many sharks. Go ahead.
John says Mike Tyson's rep took a nosedive after the Jake Paul fight.
That's what I said, John, 100%. I don't know what he's doing. He's out of his fucking mind. You're going to ruin your mystique. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't see it. You're going to ruin your mystique. I'm sorry. Yeah. I saw a video the other day where they were talking to him and they asked him about, like, who would win in their prime. You, meaning Mike Tyson, or at 20 years old, or Muhammad Ali. And he's like, nah, nobody's better than Muhammad Ali. Dude, you're fucking full of shit. You wouldn't have said that when you were 20, number one. Number two, I seen guys smack Ali around too. Ali was great, but he wasn't, you know what I'm saying? He didn't hit hard, which even Tyson said he didn't hit hard. He moved around. But I think, I'm not trying to sound like an old white guy, but I think Marciano would have fucking killed him. You know what I'm saying?
I think so. John Livia says, I'll be at Apollon Gym in October. Good. We'll all be there.
Oh, John, all right. So if I'm there, we'll see each other, brother.
Yeah, we're all going to be there. It's going to be pretty good and everything. It's pretty good. It's going to be pretty good. Yeah, but I don't know. It's going to see, I think Ray, what's his face is going to be there. Sean Ray is going to be there. And then Corey Anderson, MMA. So there's going to be a lot of crazy things going on. John Scuderi said, John Livia, we were fellows at New York bar back in Jeremy Boudea. Got to lose the bandana do-rags.
Jeremy Bonita, he's a good guy.
Maybe. Phil Heath will be there. Is he going to be there, Phil Heath? I didn't think he was going to be there, John. I don't think Phil Heath's going to be there. And we, I was talking to John too about, Greg, and this too about the Raja Jackson situation.
Right.
I'm talking to a bunch of the indie wrestlers that I know personally that are kind of close to the situation, and they're pretty frustrated because he hasn't been arrested. Some people are saying, "Oh, maybe it was a work." But he got punched in the face. You saw that, So it's
that was no work. That fucking guy was in the hospital.
Yeah.
That guy was almost dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They found teeth down his throat and shit. He was gagging on his own blood. That was no work. He was hitting that fucking guy. That wasn't like, hey, like making it look real. He's a savage. I think a lot has to do with if it was the other way around, the white dude doing it to black dude. I don't know. I mean, today it's just insane that shit.
Yeah, I know 2 other wrestlers are being investigated with that because
they'll
get
investigated.
Get a hold of him because he's always traveling.
I know who you're talking about, the guy with the cowboy hat. He'll get investigated and go to jail or get or have some charge against him. But the savage who did the beating is going to get away with it because he's got issues. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they're looking into it. I know that, but the wrestlers are trying to investigate. They keep avoiding the cops, I guess, or something like that.
I don't know. That's all fucking bullshit. That kid's chagad. You know what I'm saying? He's a little fucking. When they were told, he's like, duh. Listen, I don't know. His father was over there. You punk ass. You bitch. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. You can't talk to a kid like that. That's especially when you're Mr. Big Tough Guy. And your reputation is, you're supposed to be badass. The kid lives in that shadow. I don't know I don't know the whole story, but I don't know if he was there for the kid growing up because I know he has other kids with another woman. And he, when you make a statement like, I saved up money for his fucking bail and money for the other kids to go to college. That's not like a fucking, you know what I mean? Read between the lines with that.
Yep. William Allen said, how about you guys help me hang drywall in October? Hell with the gym. LOL.
Drywall.
Well, Lucia could do that pretty well, right? She could do all that.
She'll do it.
You know, she's good at doing all that stuff.
Yeah, she does. She even does electric. She's fucking good.
Yeah,
she's Mexican. That's in the blood. She cut the grass today.
Dan said the woke state of California at its finest.
Oh, forget about
it. Mike M 1388 said, "What's up, Momos? What's up, man? What's up,
Hey, Mike? What's going on, brother?"
Yeah, but you were right though, because I was talking to my brother when he was at the UFC event, and he said now all the reporters are being replaced by social media influencers.
That's what they want. Well, because
they get the traction. That's it's all being replaced. You know.
And crazy. You gotta understand something. Excuse me. I don't mean to sound like a fucking old man, but I don't go fucking watching all this shit. You know what I mean? And like social media is geared towards younger people. Do you understand what I'm saying? You know, there are 70-year-old bodybuilders who look pretty good. They're not jacked, but they're built and ripped. But they're not going to make us, if they sat and did a table at the fucking Arnold Classic or the Olympia, nobody's going to go to that table. Nobody gives it because these kids are young. Do you understand what I'm saying? When these kids are all, look at Justin Bieber. Chicks aren't going, oh my God, Justin Bieber. They don't cry over that shit like they used to, because he's older now and he looks fucking busted. And he's crackhead and, he went from being like, baby, now to being like, yo, so motherfucker, yo, he got the brothers got to him, and now he's like, yo, man, what's up, yo, chilling like that motherfucker, And I'm like, come on, bro. Come on. Is your asshole hurting that big? Did they do that shit to you? You know what I mean? But the thing is, when you grow out of that shit, the internet's geared towards young people. It's not the fucking, most of you guys watching this, I'm sure your parents aren't like, oh my God, I just watched Joe Rogan today. I'll watch Joe Rogan if something was interesting, but it's got to pop up on I don't sit there and like, you know what I mean? Like somebody's got to send it, or if I click on my own feed thing and it's on there, you know what I'm saying? That's a different story.
Yeah.
But I don't go like, oh my God, let me watch, I don't go to any of those bodybuilding channels. I don't watch any of that shit. Sorry.
Yeah. I was talking to Jimmy the Bull. We were talking about the flat earth thing because he believes the earth is flat. And I'm like,
he believes that shit.
He believes it. I said, Jimmy, come on.
Oh my God. You guys don't know. He's not kidding with that.
But. We didn't go to the moon and all that stuff.
I know.
I'm like, Jimmy.
I love Jimmy.
I
love Jimmy, but that shit's real. You guys think that's like Jimmy's just acting. No. And he gets fucking pissed if you start getting going against.
We got a full-fledged argument. He texting back and forth. He's like, he's sending me like documents.
Joe Pietaro and I did a show with him in Long Island with, what's that girl's name? And he was sitting there. And he had a globe, and he was like, you don't understand. How was people standing down here? Now, I used to think about shit like that, too. Like, Australia's down here, and if you're standing in Australia, that means, like, basically you're upside down. You know what I mean? Like a bat. But, with gravity and the way the people are like microscopic compared to the earth. You know what I mean? It's a whole different. I don't fucking know. But all I know is I don't believe it's,
Yeah. I always say, look at the sun. Is the sun round? Is the moon round? You don't think we're round? Come on.
I don't know. But, well, I know we definitely go to space, though. That shit's, I don't know. You know what I mean?
We went to space because why? They would have to fix so many things, and they did a launch. They spent a lot of money on a launch. So,
well, guys, tell the guy and the girl that was stuck out in space for 9 months that there's no such thing as space and all that shit. That it's all just,
Yeah, exactly. Dan said, Joe, have you seen The Rock's transformation? He lost half his muscle mass.
Because you probably had to go off the fucking Babanya for
I saw that. I did see that. He looked really thin. I was going to show a picture of it. He looked really thin. But, he did train for that movie, The Smashing Machine, that he did Mark Kerr. So he was going through the stages of...
He says that, but Joe, I saw the fucking videos of that. He was more jacked and puffier in that movie. He wasn't like skinny and fucking, you know what I mean? I think he just cleaned out. His doctor probably told him, bro, your liver enzymes a little high, because he's been on that shit for a while. And even when he was The Rock, he was taking that shit, but he was, he upgraded, you know what I'm saying? Like he got way more jacked.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We don't know why he got skinny, but that's whatever he wants to do, Look at the worst is fucking that Batista over, and then fucking saying like Kamala Harris, you know, real men want Kamala. Oh,
He's wearing like girls' clothing now.
dude, you fucking joking me? Stop that shit.
Yeah,
Holy
it's ridiculous.
shit. I used to like that guy Batista, you know what I mean? Dude, nobody's gonna hire you in movies because he's like, you know, I want more roles, you know, like more. Dude, nobody's gonna hire you as like, you know, like, I don't know, some fucking like played a role of a like Shakespeare or some shit like that. You know what I mean? You're a jack dude. Be the fucking like, you know, you're in like hero type shit or badass fucking movie. You always play like a rugged badass. Nobody's gonna hire you for all this shit. You know what I mean? Stop
You're
that
right.
shit.
My brother George, he wrote, "Hey, Bezos' wife and Katy Perry are astronauts.
They're space cadets.
They're space cadets. Yes, they did." Dan said The Rock's probably been on gear for 20 years.
Oh,
I would bet.
Dan, my son, you know, I seen The Rock in person when I was down. My son had to take him to a wrestling match once, and this is when I was super jacked. And he came out to look at me. I was sitting and fighting in the front row. I was super jacked, and he was jacked back then too. It was like maybe 1998, and he was already, you know, he was jacked. He wasn't like he is today. But if you think he wasn't on steroids back when he was The Rock, you're out of your mind. So you better put another 10 years on that. It's at least 30 years.
Yeah, William Allen said he must have got his blood work done. Yeah, I bet.
He probably got like, you know, and high liver enzymes or whatever, you know. There comes a time where you can't listen. All these guys, you fucking all those like, you know, like Nick Walker, all those big guys. Nothing against them. There's gonna come a time where they're gonna have to, you know, lose a lot of weight, like half themselves. Otherwise, we'll be talking about it. Did you hear who passed away? I'm just saying, you don't understand. You can't be that fucking big. It's not normal for the human body. And if you think that makes them more athletic, you're out of your fucking mind. Those bodybuilders get fucking out of breath. I know, I was one of them. But you get out of breath even just posing, doing double bicep. Imagine if you had to run or fucking get in a ring. Forget about it.
Yep. Luciano said Jimmy has a point. There was no air or wind in space, correct? That's correct. Then why the hell is they're making the flag wave? I also saw an interview on Patrick Bet-David of a former NASA employee regarding the alleged moon landing.
Look, I don't know whether they landed. I mean, I think they landed on. I remember when that happened. I with my parents, we were all watching TV in like 1969. But listen, I don't know who. I don't give two fucks. I know that right now they're doing this shit. Elon Musk is, you know, these people are going out to space. You know, you could take the fucking flag and hold it out. If I took this fucking bottle of supplements and just let it go like this, it would just still stand there floating like this in the air. You understand? When there's no gravity. So if you took a like, you know, a flag and you just hold it out like this straight and you straighten that shit out and then just left it, it'll stay like that. You understand? Because there's no gravity to fucking move it around. It wasn't waving like that, I don't think. But I mean, it might have been just like teeter-tottering because it's just floating and it's like floating, you know, just like if you do something in the ocean, it floats, you know.
Anthony says, is Gregg quitting after hours after Dave booted him at the end of the show?
No, we just talked about that. He didn't boot me off the show. What he did was he wanted to put me backstage because they were talking about bodybuilding, so he thought he'd be cute. Like, okay, you don't want to talk about this, so I'll put you backstage. And when we're done, so as soon as you put me backstage, I clicked off. I was like, okay, now I'm not coming back. So that's why, you know, he was looking for me. If you see when he was doing the show, he kept looking to see, but I was gone. You know what I mean? I'm not going. You know, once you do that, I don't go. You know, if he keeps doing something like that, then you know, he knows. If he keeps doing that, then there'd be no more me on After Hours. If there's no more me on After Hours, I'm not trying to be cocky, bro. But even my friend, I said at the beginning of the show, when I came on that show, it was boring. You were talking about bullshit. And I came on, I was talking about crazy stuff. And it fucking is like somebody turned the lights on. So, you know, if you guys want to sit there, you watch After Hours for nutty shit. You know what I mean? And that's After Hours. If you want to hear, like, you know, you can watch him and Chris Aceto talk about, like, oh my God, the straighted glutes on fucking Nick Walker or whatever. If that floats your boat, that's great, you know, but it doesn't float my boat, you know?
Yep. John Scuderi said, The Rock looks like a skinny Indian working on a food cart in Bangladesh.
He does.
He does. You ever see those Indians when they was sitting the thing with the food and their feet and the rats are around them? And
dude, are
like,
you kidding me? I seen an Indian guy where he was doing that food outside and he was cutting the meat with his toenail. You know what I mean? He had a long toenail and he would slice the meat and throw it in and slice the meat. And people are eating it. You know what I mean? I'm like,
over there.
Dude, they're so dirty. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Wow. You know, there's one I see where the guy eats this shit, the shit falls on the floor and he puts it back on a plate and it's unbelievable. And it's bad, man. Those fucking people crazy.
Ghost from PA says Cowboys or Eagles? Eagles all the way. Luciano, NFL died 12 years ago. It's patty cake now. Yes, it is. It's horrible now. The rules have changed so much. You
I
can't
don't
even
watch football. I don't like it. Look,
Yeah, you don't like football. Well, baseball is kind of the Yankees are
baseball's
tough.
my shit. Yeah, the
Yankees are they're not doing well.
They're killing me. But I also like the Mets too. I'm base. I love all baseball. I'll sit and watch even when the Yankees aren't playing. Like everybody always says, they know when I was in the gym at night because the next morning MLB's on all the TVs because that's what I do. I put on MLB.
Well, that's how you train, right? You watch like.
Well, when I was at home, I listened to WFAN or the Michael K show on ESPN. I would put that on the radio, and I would just, and I would listen to that shit while I worked out at the house.
There was nothing better than Mike and the Mad Dog, though, at 1 o'clock.
Mike and the Mad Dog. Yeah, that was, you're talking long. That was long ago. That was good.
That was one of the best.
Francesa and Chris Russo.
Yeah, we've met Chris Russo, me and George, a couple of times, and then Francesa, we've met once. I ran into Francesa. He's a nice guy. He's very smart, a little cocky, but
yeah, I just him by himself, he's just too a little bit petty to me. I don't know. I like the Michael K show. I like Don LaGreca, people like that.
Oh, you like that?
I like Michael K and stuff. I like him a lot. Some people don't like him. I do.
Yeah. Luciano said, even the players look like high school kids. Doesn't anyone lift weights anymore, or do you have a protein allergy?
Are you talking about the players in football?
Yeah, some of them don't look like
you guys,
players.
listen to me. You guys don't understand. You guys got the bodybuilding mentality. You think big and jacked is the way to go. Big and jacked is nothing. I've seen fucking pro football players, guys who play pro football. I forgot. I can't remember their names either. But they were thin. Because those guys, you can't even, you try to catch them. They're fast. They can move fucking, Now, if you're a lineman or some big linebacker or something like that, that's a different story. But that's what made Mark Gastineau and people like that so fucking crazy. Because Mark Gastineau, at like 6'6", 6'7", whatever the fuck he was, at almost 300 pounds, he was a lean like 280 with shredded abs, could run and jump and fucking run. He ran a 40-yard dash in like 4.3. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's rare. But for most part, big and jacked doesn't equal athletic. I'm just sorry about that. I know it kills some of you guys.
The dude 1983 says we got Bush.
Yes, we do, dude. We have Bush. A lot of Bush. There's no such thing as too bushy for me.
Dan says Terrell Davis had 21-inch arms back in the day. Dude was a beast. Yeah. And I think he got head injuries. That's why he had a lot of migraines. That's why he.
Yeah, I'm not, I could give two shits, sorry. But, I'm just saying a lot of guys are fast runners. I forgot the guy, me and Joe Pietaro were talking. He's like a superstar. I think he was, I don't remember what team he was with. I don't know. I don't follow that shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. William Allen said Jimmy should start doing a live. I bet it would be hilarious. I've tried to get Jimmy to start doing stuff like that, but he works a lot and he wouldn't be consistent. So you guys wouldn't know when he's going to come on or so it's kind of tough for him because he works.
Jimmy works a lot and his hours are crazy hours. He works crazy hours,
Yeah.
And you got to understand, us old school guys just like me, I don't do a lot on social media. You know what I'm saying? I could put out a video every day on YouTube. I'd have a million more followers. I could put out videos and on what's the Instagram and all that shit. My girlfriend puts that shit up. I'm just saying, we're not like, Jimmy's not driven by the internet. He doesn't really, he's like not the kind of guy and I'm right there. We're older guys. We're not like, it's a young guy's thing, man, today. It's just young people are really big with the internet. Like, oh my God, I got to put up content. I'm a content creator. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Every chick's a content creator. It's like me. It's all about me,
Yeah. The dude 1983 said, fellas, I need advice. It's been a minute since I've been in the gym. I joined Golds and find myself lost when to get in. Can you all help me with starting point, ideas? Thanks for the help.
Well, geez, the dude, my brother, you don't think about it, bro. If you're going to go in a swimming pool, don't sit there and stick your big toe in there and go, oh shit, that's cold. Just fucking dive in, get in there. Okay, so pick a routine. Do I don't know how you train. I don't know your body, but if you want to do like chest and back on Monday, arms and shoulders on Tuesday, Wednesday and Saturday legs like that. You just repeat it. You know what I'm saying? You start out like that until you sort things out. I mean, there's no magic. There's no like secret routine. Everybody's different. Or I don't know how old is he? What does it say? 19. Wait, there's a number there. 1980. 89?
1983. So he's
Oh,
probably
so more than likely that's his birth date, right? So he's
yeah,
probably, how many years ago is that? I'm fucking shot.
So
Whatever,
it's probably
40,
like
50 years ago.
40 something, 42, 43
Yeah,
or something.
you're not too old. Just jump into it, bro.
41. He's
You
41.
can't think about this stuff. Just go there and do it. Pick a fucking body part and do it. Or pick one body part a day. Go to do chest on Monday. Back on Tuesday. I don't know, buys on Wednesday. Thursdays, triceps. Fridays, legs, whatever. Do abs, twice in there. And then just repeat. But you have to, you got to start somewhere. You're overthinking it. Like, I need to come up with a routine. I got to, what should I do this or should I? There's no magic. The magic is you're procrastinating. Just get your fucking ass to the gym and do it. Stop fucking around.
I enjoy going to the gym. Like, I look forward to it. I don't know about you.
Well, I've been doing it my whole life. So it's I don't know what it's like not to do it. You know what I mean? And whenever I've been in the hospital, it's the first thing I think of is, I got to get out of here. Like, I got to go to the gym. I worked out with fucking stitches in my stomach, But I'm saying, you're thinking, you're overthinking this shit. You know how to work out. You've done this shit before. If you can't figure out, but what's routine? Should I be doing chest with should I be going heavy? Should I be doing a machine? No, stop fucking around. Just go. You've worked out before. Go in there, pick up body part chest. So start out with whatever you do for chest. You know what I mean? You know how to do it. Just do it. Stop fucking around and just do it. Don't pick days. Well, I'm a little tired. So let me take today off. I don't do that shit, bro. I don't give myself. There's times I go in the gym and fucking crawl in there. I'm 65. I crawl in there on leg days, which is Monday for me. Bro, you have no idea. But I get it done. I'll just pop a few cute little ephedries there. And here I come to save the day. That's what I do. But I don't overthink it. If I think about it, I'm not going to do it. If you sit there at a swimming pool and you stick your fucking big toe in there, ooh, it's fucking cold. I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't go in and, just fucking go in there and fucking do it. You understand? Don't think about it. Do it. If you have to do one body part for now, do one body part a day until you can smack up a little bit more. I do. I basically do two body parts, but you don't need to do it. You could do one body part if you have to, but just fucking do it.
Well, Greg, if they told you tomorrow you could not work out, would you miss it? You no, because that's part of you, right? I don't
know if I could not do that. Do you understand?
That's something that's in you that you have to work out.
Right? Yes. I don't know if I would do. I could not lift weights. You know what I mean? And when COVID hit, the gym was closed. I had the throat surgeries, cancer shit. But I would do shit here at the house, not even weights, but I would do stuff. I would do, isometric calisthenics, all kinds of shit. You know what I mean? And the bench dip thing that I do and all that shit. And I still stayed built. You know what I mean? No babanya, couldn't do any of that shit. I'm talking about, I haven't done a cycle in like over 20 years. I do TRT. But no TRT. You can't do that shit when you have fucking, in and out of hospitals. You can't do that because they won't, it could affect your blood. But, I don't think I could ever not work out. That's just because I've been doing it, Joe, since 1972. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a long time.
I can't deal with myself. I have dreams sometimes. I'm in the gym. And I'm in the middle of a workout and the gym's got to close in 5 minutes, but I still got like another 20 sets to go. You know what I mean? So I figure different, Joe, when I used to train at this gym, they used to have an office right here. Like, let's say here's the office door. Here's the office door right here, right? And right here was a clock. The clock that they used to use. And it had regular clock with fucking hands on it. So sometimes I go to, there'd be 15 minutes left, right? I would go, yo, and I talk to the guy for a second, and I would push the fucking hand down a little bit and maybe get an extra 10 minutes out of it. You know what I mean? So they'd be looking at the clock. Oh, shit, we close in 25 minutes, Meanwhile, really, they close in 15, but I would always move the clock with my finger.
Oh, that's a good trick.
Try to get an extra 10 fucking minutes because I'm nuts like that,
Yeah. A lot of kids today, though, and I know this because kids will go to the gym and they join a gym and the first thing they want to do is get on a cycle.
Well, Joe, there's a lot of people, even not just kids, but there's a lot of guys who can't train and seriously unless they're on a cycle. They feel like, well, if I'm not on anything, what's the point? That's not, dude. You could, if God said to me tomorrow, you can't even take TRT, I might start growing, getting kind of like feminine and shit, because I need the TRT. And I was making a joke, guys, but that wouldn't affect me. I would still fucking work out. I'd still look pretty much the way I look right now. TRT doesn't do shit for me as far as build goes. TRT helps me with joints and my attitude about things and you know, with the Picholi God, you know, like that it helps with. But I don't notice anything, you know, if I do it or don't do it, you know, like build wise. So I would still be pretty much built the way I am. But I'd still train. It doesn't affect how I train. I would almost train harder because I figured, well, now I don't even have that. So I got to train harder.
Yeah.
That's the way. And it's very hard for me to train harder. I mean, if I train any harder, I walk out of that gym, my girlfriend, you could squeeze my shirt like this and it's drenched, you know?
Wow. Luciano said 1983, stick to what works, basics. Get a blood test, eat clean, train hard, keep it simple.
There it is. That's all you got to do. He's right. Luciano, you're right. Don't think about it, dude. Jump fucking into it. Don't even look back. Once you start, don't look back. You understand? You don't look back. Don't overthink things. You're overthinking things. Don't do that.
Yep.
Your body will start talking to you. I feel like I need to do a little bit more. So there you go. That's your body. Don't let your mind fucking confuse you. Go by feedback. Like, I don't know, I did that at workout yesterday, but I feel like I didn't really get anything from it. Then change shit up and go next time, add more sets or cut the rest periods, drop the weights, you know, whatever. You know, don't go too heavy, but just make the muscle do the work, blah, 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 blah. But don't think about it. Just stop fucking around. Don't get your head. You're tripping over your own thoughts. Like, you know, just do it.
The dude 1983 said, I'm thinking in the splits. I did a full body 3 times a week, but now I'm older now.
Listen, just get your fucking ass in there. You want to split? If you don't want to split, don't. You're waiting for us to sit here going, you know, maybe did you try like your chest buys and, you know, back buys and, you know, stop fucking around with that shit. Just get your fucking ass in there. I don't care. Do one body part a day. Start with fucking chest on Monday. I'm just throwing, you don't have to do chest on Monday. I'm just, whatever fucking order you want to do it in. Okay, start with chest on Monday, back on Tuesday, fucking buys, you know, on Wednesday, or buys and tries, you know, however you want to do that shit. But just fucking do it. Stop sitting back. Well, I need to first come up with a plan. You don't need no plan. Get your ass in there and do it. Stop fucking around.
Yep. Skip, what's going on, Skip? Sorry about that. I had to handle some things. Anthony said, you guys ever had sex at a gym while still open? I've actually seen a couple actually trying to have sex when I was at the gym one time. On a machine, they were trying to, you know, do it.
I train a 24-hour gym, and sometimes guys come back with a girl and they go in the bathroom, you know. But my friend sees that shit on a fucking camera, and it's a no-go. You know, he gets mad, you know. But I've just seen guys fuck girls in that gym, you know. I don't think I ever did that though. I'm trying to think back. If it happened with me, it would have been happening when I was really young. Like, and I think one time you know, when I was working out, it was that I would train a lot of times like late, you know. So even when I was younger, and I think one time I fucking went in a stall and jerked off because I got horny when I was working. But I think I was only like 18, 19 years old, you know. I did. I think I spakined once in the gym. You know, I think I jerked. I think I remember something like that. You know what I mean? It was in the gym. The first gym I really got my start at was Bob Best Fitness in you know, where I live. I
know the one of the Gold's gyms in Paramus is closed now, but they were doing some rework in the locker rooms, and they moved like the lockers, and I don't know, guys have been throwing all their needles back there. They moved it, and it was like 100 needles.
I never understood why guys have to do shots in the gym. Why would you do that?
I don't know, but
I do that. But it's common. You're right. I've seen that even when I was in Gold's Gym in California. There'd be needles in the garbage. Why would you do that? Some guys believe they have to take the shot before they work out. I just did think of something. My ex-girlfriend, the one who passed away, we used to have sex but after hours in the locker rooms and shit, you know, sometimes I'd bang her in the locker rooms, but that was like, that don't really count. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like, you know, I think I spakined when I was about 18 or 19 in the Nautilus gym that I first started at. You know what I mean? I went in the bathroom because I think I got, you know, when you're young, the fucking testosterone, you know, your own testosterone's hitting you. You know what I mean?
Try it on a tanning bed. You know,
oh God, you burn your fucking Picholi God.
Yeah, Skip said, I'm all right. I hope you're feeling, you guys doing well. I really appreciate having this show in my life very much. You got it, Skip.
Thank you, Skip. Well, keep your chin up, man. Don't let shit get to you, bro. Don't bang your head against the wall over things that you have no control over. All you're doing is hurting yourself. Situation remains the same.
Jacob said, Gregg is the best. Can we hear one of your Greg's shit stories? They're so hilarious. Haha. The one with the seaweed.
Oh, the
Greg always
seaweed.
has shit stories.
I got so many shit stories. My God, you have no idea.
So many of them. The dude, I tried once. My girl was on a Stairmaster and I came up from behind and tried to get a whiff of that bush from the backside. She wasn't having it.
Oh, shit. You tried. Well, at least you tried. You know what I'm saying? You know, when I was young, you got to remember, when I was younger, there wasn't really a lot of girls in the gym. It was like, you know, there was few, but it was a rare thing. And a lot of them were there to do aerobics, you know what I mean? Back when they had leg warmers and shit. You know, it's a different animal, you know, today. Today, there's a lot of chicks in the gym.
Luciano, sex in the gym? No. In the doctor's office? Yes. At the spa? Yes.
I don't know about the doctor's office. Holy Christ.
Ben, what's up? Ben Garcia said,
Ben.
Gear is not a pre-workout, Momos. They don't do that kick in until the
Ben,
like,
I know guys that believe that they have to take that shit before they work out. Before I work out, I like to get shot a test or train or something. I don't get that. It has nothing to do with that. That's stupid. You know.
Yeah, I've seen him take shots in the parking lot. I've seen him take shots in the parking lot.
I mean, I've seen that too. Joe, I've seen it too. I've seen that in a lot of gyms. It's always there's guys who take fucking shit in gyms. Yeah, I don't understand. I don't understand the thinking of it. You know. Excuse me, but I don't know, man. I wouldn't do that. Plus, you get a good chance of yourself getting in trouble.
Yep, that's it. And people they bring it into the gym to sell too, and that's another thing too. I see that. Well,
I mean, I did that. I owned the gym, so I used to sell shit. But the thing is, if you're gonna, you know, take the shot in a gym, you can, you know, if you get caught, there's some gyms who will call the cops. Like if you trained at a, like what is that? The fucking with the lunk alarm there, the fucking Planet Fitness shit.
Yeah.
If they ever caught you taking steroids in a gym, or if they, you know, somebody ratted on you and you were in a bed, you know, you were in a fucking locker room or something doing that shit, they would call the police and have you taken out of there. They've done shit like that before, you know.
Yeah,
you know, they don't like bodybuilders as it is.
One time I was at the gym and the front desk people came in the back because someone was taking a shot. However, he was taking an insulin shot.
Oh,
so they thought it was steroids.
Somebody ratted.
Someone ratted, and he's like, no, and he had to show them. It was like, look, my insulin, and that's the only thing. And I was like, oh shit, he almost got arrested there. But yeah, but somebody it was insulin. Yeah, but people do it all the time, and then throw their needles.
Oh, I see. I used to see it all the time in the garbage pails and shit. You know, I used to give certain friends, guys I used to have a guy who was a state trooper. Used to come in my gym, right? I was friends with him. I used to sell him the shit and everything. And he would come in the back and we'd go in the back. And I was telling a story the other day. I think I said it on our After Hours. I'm not sure. But I remember one time I gave him a shot, right? And it was in the shoulder. And I guess I hit a surface vein, you know, because when I pulled it out, blood shot all over me and got all over his uniform. And he's like, oh, fuck. You know what I mean? Because now, like, if I got to go back to the barracks and they see blood all over my shirt, they're going to want to know what the fuck happened. You know?
That's crazy, man. Ruben Sanchez, missing link stories.
Oh God, I got a million of those. I gotta start telling them online here. I gotta. There's so many. It's just a matter of like, which one do I say first? You know, because she's fucked up.
Ruben said people probably got the idea of shooting gear then working out from the movie The Program.
You know, I don't know where it's been, but I think it's been that way. Listen, when I was in Gold's Gym, in 19. Actually, I say 81, but I actually got there in December of 80, but I don't count that. So 81, whole year. I was there, and I would see fucking shit and garbage everywhere. You'd see that shit all the time. Even some on the floor, you open up a locker to be a fucking old syringe in there. So it's been going on forever, you know. It's just some guys feel that they got to take something before they work out, you know. My partner used to take the needle, and he would suck on the end of the needle after he would shoot himself. He would go away, and he would suck on it. And I'd be like, what are you doing that for? And he's like, there's a little drop. He goes, I just can't waste that shit.
Ben says, Joe and Greg, always great seeing you guys. Joe, thoughts on Marcus Bagwell getting his leg amputated? I'm glad he's training again and back in the gym.
Who? Yeah. Wait, why do I know that name?
The pro wrestler Marcus Buff Bagwell. He actually got his leg amputated.
Why?
Well, what happened was he retired from wrestling and he got broke his he was in a car accident, broke his leg, got a bad infection in it. Everything went on from there, and it was not healing right. And he was walking really bad. He was limping, lots of pain. After all these years, he went to the doctor and they said, you might be better off having it amputated. And that's the decision he made. And his wife Stacy is great, and she's very religious, and he's really, because he had drug problems and stuff like that. But Marcus is doing great. I texted him maybe about 2 weeks ago. He's doing great. He's happy with the decision. He is getting adjusted to having no leg there, because he says your mind, you wake up, you think your leg is still there. It's very weird how that happens. You have a feeling in your body that your leg is still there. Wake up, try to go to the bathroom, and it's gone. He says, but your brain doesn't process it.
Yeah, I've heard shit like that. That people have no legs and they still feel pain in their leg, and there's no leg there for you to feel.
There's no leg. Yeah, he says it's just your mind, how it screws with you because you're used to that. He says it's really tough, but he's doing good. Ben, he's doing really good. I talked to him. He's doing great.
Well, God bless him. That's tough stuff.
Gym lockers is a hotbed for germs, and don't these momos know they can get infections and assist from shooting? I bet they don't even swab it with alcohol.
Yeah, I mean, I loved Boston Lloyd. He was a great kid. I used to talk with him all the time. He was supposed to come to my house, actually, because he has relatives in he said in Long Island. His girlfriend, his wife or whatever, has relatives there. But he used to sit there. I'd watch him take a fucking shot right through his shirt, right? After a workout, just come out of the gym. If you guys saw probably saw that video. I'm like, holy fuck, man, that's crazy. But I used to fucking not clean the environment, and that's got infections from that.
Yeah, but you had 1,000 needles and you would use the same one until
why? I was like selling them, so I didn't want to open a box because I would sell them by the box, right?
Yeah.
You couldn't come to me and say, yeah, I need do you have like 4 needles? No, you fucking buy the box, you know what I mean? So I would sell it. So I was like a fucking heap. I was like sitting there like, well, I don't really, I should, if I open the box, then so I would fucking reuse it. I was stupid. And you know what I felt like anyway? I felt like, well, the arm is already fucked up, right? So what's it going to do if it's a dirty needle? What's it going to do? Fucking fuck up the arm more? You know what I mean? Like stupid fucking shit like that.
Yep. Ben Garcia said, Mike M said, Gregg needs to write a book. Well, he did write one.
I did. My book. Joe, I just got fucking royalties. Thank God. The day before yesterday, I just got a check from the book company. So it's still selling. My book is still kicking ass. I can't believe it. I was shocked,
Was it a nice check?
It was okay.
Okay.
But, I wouldn't say it was nice. But I mean, like,
it's something,
it was
right?
Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, but it was good. I mean, it was good. I had not for nothing. But I got a lot of money a long time ago for it, up front and shit.
Yeah.
But still.
Ben Garcia said, Marcus was a good-looking guy. Could have been a damn good IFBB pro, to be honest. Yep. Best job. Yeah, he was really good, man. Marcus was really great. Trend Boy says, Gregg is the original Rich Piana, and he laid the foundation for the modern-day freakness. Yes, he did.
Yes, I did. Not for nothing. Everybody always says that. I was the Rich Piana before Rich Piana was Rich Piana. Now, I got to know Rich, but I don't think he liked me at first because I think he was a little bit like, why is this guy getting this attention? But if it wasn't for me getting that attention, you might not started shooting your fucking arms and all the shit you did. So shut up.
Yeah, but I think a lot of guys
are a good guy. I got to know him. He's all right. I actually was asking him, like, you're Italian boy, right? And he's like, yeah, man, because Piana, I figured he was Italian, but he was good. He was a good guy. I don't like to talk bad about the dead anyway, but he was good. But the thing is, I was out there fucking 10, 15 years before him,
Yeah. But Gregg, you were getting that a lot. A lot of the bodybuilders didn't like you because
I understand that though. You know what I mean? Because they're, if you're like an Olympia competitor, it's almost like today, guys don't like the Trent twins, right? They don't like Sam Salik. They didn't like, a lot of the guys today because they figure, well, I competed and fucking placed in the Mr. Olympia and this fucking kids. But you know what? I competed years ago, but I was already older and, I fucking did what I did and that's it,
Yep. The dude 1983 said, phantom leg, it's called. That's what it's called.
Yeah. I've heard that expression. Yeah.
Yep. Phantom leg. Todd, what's going on? Gregg, great seeing you and Joe again. Any recent emergency shitting incidents?
No, not recently. Not recently.
No.
Thank you. Thank you for Todd.
Dan, I wonder what happened to all of Rich Piana's cars he had. Well, his ex got a lot of them, I think.
And it was probably I know things I'm not going to say. Look, I know, because I'm good friends with Chanel. You know what I mean? I know Chanel very well. But a lot of those things that he had were not solely his. In other words, like, you can go out and get a Lamborghini, bro. But if you're making payments on it and you don't make payments or you die, it goes back to the fucking, deal.
Yep.
You don't go buying it outright. I don't know anybody that's got those kind of cars and shit like that that buys it outright.
Mm-hmm. Yep. What was it say? Ben, Greg, see, he says, Ben says, and Greg, you're right. Dave always knocks you for not being into bodybuilding today, but you're right. It's boring as hell today. Back in the 80s, 90s, and 2000s, at least people have personalities. I'm with you.
It's not just a personality. Bodybuilding was fun. It was attainable. When you guys look at when you guys look, at Arnold, you say, holy shit, I want to be like Arnold. I want to look like that, because you look good. Even chicks would look at Arnold and go, wow, he's hot. You go down Times Square and you show a picture of one of these like Mr. Olympia dudes, I don't want to say names because they all get butthurt, every one of them. Okay. But if you show pictures of like Nick Walker, anyway, you show pictures of those big guys like that. I think he's probably a great guy and everything. But if you look, chicks would be like, oh my God, that's too much. And the first thing a guy would say is, dude, you can't look like that without taking boatloads of steroids. It's not just like, oh, you got to take steroids. You got to take boatloads. You know what I mean? It's not like, well, I just really train hard. The human being hasn't evolved since Kevin Levrone and guys like that were ruling the stage. You understand? Mm-hmm. Anyway, dude, listen to me. Back just before Lee Priest got thrown out, just after Lee Priest got thrown out of the IPB, they started the 202 class. Right? 202 class. And who's in the 202 class? Guys like my height, 5'6", 5'5", 5'4", 5'3", 5'2", 5'1", down like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, today, nobody they had to raise it to 212, and they're thinking about raising it even higher because even guys today who are small, short in stature, can't even make that. Lee Priest was like 198. Do you understand? Sean Ray was 198, 197. Those guys were not fucking. Lee Labrada, I oiled Lee Labrada up. He was like 189. Lee Labrada, okay?
Wow. You oiled him up, huh? Wow.
He would be fucking he would be in a woman's class. You know what I mean? Like, in other words, like these guys are so big.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying? And Lee Labrada, if he's an inch taller than me, that's the most. And but he looks so good with that structure he had in the physique. He's got a gorgeous physique. And, but today he wouldn't even be. I mean, you wouldn't make it today. You can't be. No. You can't be in the 180s and compete in bodybuilding or in the Mr. Olympia. I mean, Sean, what is his name? Clitoris, whatever. He's small, bro. I seen that motherfucker in person. He's like 5'1", 5'2", and he's like 230 or whatever the hell he is. I mean, he's jacked. He's fucking huge. But has the human being evolved since Lee Priest ruled the stage? You understand what I'm saying? No. It's just you.
It's not the same.
Guy says, "Oh, bro, you can't just take steroids. You got to take a lot to look like that, and that's what it is."
Yep, you're right. You're 100% right. And plus, they're giving out pro cards left and right.
Joe, you remember when Corey Everson was Miss Olympia? Dude, Corey Everson couldn't win a bikini show today. I mean, Gladys Portuguese, Rachel McClish, those girls who were legends. You look at their pictures, you go, dude, she didn't even have muscle on her compared to what these girls are today. There's chicks on the internet walking around with 21-inch arms and veins in them and shit. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Giant thighs. How does a chick get a thigh like fucking Victor Richards? Mm-hmm. You understand? It's fucking like this. It's split. Chicks got striated ass. Mm-hmm. Just training harder. I'm working out hard on the Nautilus machine, the butt blaster. No. You know what it is, okay? I'm just saying. And Corey Everson dabbled with anabolics. They would do little things to help them with concepts, but there's nothing like this shit that's going on. So what I'm saying is they killed the sport. It doesn't, it's beyond looking good now. I know some of you guys are like, oh, I love it when I see a mutant looking like that. But trust me, that mutant that looked like that, if you smacked him, you can run away from that shit. He ain't going to catch you. They can't, it's an unhealthy thing.
Nope.
But whatever.
BBQ sauce says, hey, Greg and Joe, what's going on?
BBQ sauce. I like that. I don't like barbecue sauce, but I like that name. Go ahead.
Skip says, I would really like to get a copy of your book, Greg. Can you tell me where to get it? It's on Amazon.
Yeah, you know what's funny? It's on Amazon, I think, right? But I don't have the book. People think like if I wanted a book, they gave me like 20 books when it first came out, like in 2009, I think it was 2008, whatever the fuck it was. They give me books, right? They give you, I get like 20 of them. Now, I give them out to my family, this, that, the other thing. That's a long time ago. Like if I wanted a book right now, I can go to the publisher because mine's a published book. It's not no self-published book. It's in Borders and Bookseller and all those fucking places. You know what I mean? But if I wanted that book, I have to buy my own book. I can get it. The publisher will give it to me for 10% off. So I think it's like $16.99. I'm not sure, but I think that's what it was. I'm not sure. Okay. It's a fucking awesome book, bro. I've had a few people like talk about movies with that. I could tell you stories you think are full of shit, but that's neither here nor there. But so that means like if it's $1, if it's $16, that means I get like $1.60 off the fucking books. But so it's not like, you know, because I get people telling me, yo, bro, give me one of them books. I gotta have to buy it.
Yep. You gotta buy it.
You make listen, you sign a deal with the, it's not I wrote the book. Okay. But I don't own the rights to the book. The publisher owns the book, just like in records. I mean, there was a time where I think Ozzy Osbourne and Black Sabbath, those guys were making $100 per concert because they had a bad record deal. The record company makes the money. They own you. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they own you.
I have a bad contract. I mean, I made money, but I could have gotten a lot more. My book was a top seller. So Google Death, Drugs, and Muscle. That's what it's called. Death, Drugs, and Muscle. And it'll open your eyes.
Knight Rider says, why does your girl cover her face on camera, Greg?
She just doesn't want to be in it. She doesn't want to be involved in this shit. My girlfriend hates bodybuilding, and she doesn't want to be involved, you know. Plus, the other girl that was with us in that video, where they blurred out her face. People are like, why are you blurring out their faces? You know, the other girl's 15 years old. Okay, so like, simmer down with that shit. So she doesn't want to be involved. She could come right here, right now. I don't give a shit. She can come sit with me right here, right now, and talk to you. She doesn't want to. She wants to be on the down low. She likes to be in the background. She doesn't want to be, she's quiet until you get to know her, and she don't shut the fuck up.
BBQ Sauce said, Rich probably leased those cars. Yes, he did.
He probably did, but I don't want to talk about the debt. He wasn't. When I got to know him, he was a good guy, and he was very nice to me. But I heard that he wasn't too fond of me before we got to know each other. Yep. I don't care. A lot of people don't like me. Get in line.
Skip said, Rich Piana's brother Ryan has a YouTube channel. It's a good show, and he seems like a good guy.
Is he jacked? I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know much. Trend Boy says, Greg oiled up Lee Labrada.
Yeah, I did. Well, he guest posed for me. He came to my gym. He was staying at my house and at my place for 3 days. This is before his son was born. He was just dating Robin, his wife. What's his name's mother? What's Labrada's son? Hunter's mother. Okay, Robin. This is when it was just boyfriend and girlfriend. You know what's funny? It was before the 1988 Mr. Olympia, and Lee was going for the Olympia. It was like 2 weeks before, and and we would go to dinner, and I think Robin had family up here, and they all came to dinner with us, and we were eating Italian food, and Lee's like, holy Christ, he's like sitting there dying because he's like peeling egg whites, like hard-boiled eggs, and eating a little bit of white rice with hard-boiled egg whites, and I remember him saying to Robin, This is like torture. I'm smelling all that food you guys are eating and everything. And she said, hey, you know what she said to him?
What?
It's your choice. You chose to do this. Nobody's making you do this. You could eat the same shit, but that's what you want to do. You're bodybuilder. That's what you chose to do. So suck it up, eat your fucking egg whites, and let me eat my fucking chicken parm. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, that's right. Ben Garcia says, Sean Clarideris, LOL, Greg. Love you, man. You made my day.
Sorry. He's a nice kid. I've been in the gym with him a million times. We'd never talk. We just stare at each other, like give the nod and stuff.
Yeah. Ruben Sanchez said, Labrada Nutrition is 7 miles down the highway from my girl's house.
Oh, wow. Shit. Ruben, you should stop by. If you ever stop by, you talk to Lee, say Greg Valentino. Dude, let me tell you something. He's a great guy. I love Lee Labrada. He's a really good guy. I'm going to be honest with you. If you got to know him, I never met his son, but I root for his son just because I like his father and I like his mother, Robin. They were good people.
Tayu, Greg, it's Dorian from Croatia. Can I get a shout out? And why did they shut down your YouTube? Because of the Viagra photo?
Zapata, no, it wasn't. Dorian from Croatia. You're my boy. What's up, my brother?
There you go.
So there you go. Now, Dorian, they didn't shut down. It wasn't to YouTube. It was the Instagram. And yes, I had the Viagra and I had the testosterone. He said I was promoting illegal drug use. Meanwhile, there's a fucking channel on there where I see this chick who actually goes naked sometimes, you know, not she'll show her ass and she'll be behind and doing this shit and everything, you know, and there's flashes of her with her tits and all these other chicks are fucking basically getting really risque there. But some fucking old man like me, 65 years old, got a little bit of Viagra and a fucking testosterone, but I'm saying, look, my doctor just fucking, because it's prescribed. It's not like I'm getting it off the street.
Yeah.
And they freaked out.
Mm-hmm. You got to be a freak. Yo, what's
that's my guy. That's one of my guys. I love that guy.
Oh, you got to be a freak? Yeah.
Yes, he's a great guy.
That's
great
cool.
videos. He makes great fucking videos, by the way.
Oh, does he? I gotta check him out. He says, Greg, how much protein do you eat in a day? You got to be a freak.
I do eat a lot of protein. I'm not gonna lie. I like, you know, I'm a diabetic, so I eat protein and fat. You know what I'm saying? So I don't eat a ton of carbs. I do eat some carbs, but not a lot. And the carbs, I'm very picky. You know, like I get Quest bars. You know, I have so many Quest cookies and shit in our fridge. You know, I like the chocolate chip, but I like it cold. I don't like it hot. And I'm not a junk food eater anyway. I don't crave pastries or shit like that. You know, I don't crave that. So, like, I don't eat that. Or like candy bars and stuff. It just doesn't do it for me. You know, so I eat a lot of protein. I don't know how many grams. I don't sit there and like weigh that shit, but I do eat a lot of protein. I'm not gonna lie. You know, from eggs to, you know, chicken or fucking, you know, pork, fucking beef, the standard shit everybody else eats. And I mean, I do take the Palumbo's protein powder. I'm not gonna lie, I do take that shit. And I drink the Walmart. Do I have one right here? I'll show you.
Premier protein, right?
I drink the Walmart version of what the fuck is that, Joe? Oh God.
Premier protein, right?
You know, what's the shit that old people take?
Ensure.
Thank you. And you know, they have Ensure Max protein. It's got, because when I was in the hospital, I couldn't eat food, but they would give me that, right? So it was Ensure Max. It's got 30 grams of protein and less than a gram. Here, I'll show you what I take. It's really good. I mean, it gives you a lot of fucking protein. Where the fuck is it? Hold on. I got a case right here. You fuck.
What happened? You step on your mother-in-law?
No, I had to bend over. You know, I'm fucking old. Here. This is the shit right here. I go right there. Okay, it's got, wait, now let me show you here. What the fuck has it got? It's got protein, 30 grams. You can't see it.
Yeah,
Right?
I see it.
30
Yep,
grams.
30 grams.
It's 170 calories, right? And I only like vanilla. I don't like chocolate. What the fuck is that? It's got 1 gram of, what's that say, Joe? 1 gram of sugar, 1 gram of carbs, whatever the fuck it is. I can't even see that. But that's what it's got. So it's really good.
It tastes good?
What's that?
It tastes good?
Yeah, it tastes really good. I got to have a cold. I just did a video. I didn't post it yet, but of what I put in my gym bag. Because when I go to the gym, you know, I'm a fucking guy that has to have food in my gut when I train. I cannot train fasted. I will get sick. It makes me nauseous where I can start, you know. So, and I train hard. Some people have to have an empty stomach. Some people don't. Arnold had to have an empty stomach. The Barbarian brothers should have had an empty stomach because they would empty it out on the floor. I seen him puke many a time. But I have to have food. So I keep one of these with ice packs. I put ice packs in my gym bag. I'm going to show you. Go to my YouTube channel and I'll post it in a day or so. But I put ice packs. I usually stick a Quest cookie or a Quest bar or sometimes both, just in case. And then I have like, where is it? Candy sticks. Joe, do you have, did I show you that shit, Joe?
Candy sticks. What the hell?
Wait, hold on. I'm going to show you. Watch. Hold on. Here's my gym bag right here. Oh, you fuck. Here's my gym bag right here. Oh, fuck. Come on. This is an interesting show. This makes it fun, right?
Yeah, open it up. We got your enema in there, right? Your toilet paper's in there.
Joe.
Your toilet paper's in there for sure.
Joe, wait a minute. Listen.
It's in the bag. What's in the bag?
Joe,
here we go.
There's the enema. Have this. You know why? Because in case, if I feel like I have to, like, before I do legs, I train my legs so hard, I don't want to shit my pants.
Okay. Where's you got toilet paper in there too, right?
Oh yeah, I got. Okay, good. Here's the candy sticks. Now you got. Listen, okay. These are like get on Halloween, like little candy sticks and shit. Watch it. Wait, what's this thing? That's Batman right there. Okay. Now with the candy cigarettes, right? They're really just sugar sticks. You say, what the fuck are you doing with that? The reason why I'm doing it, see, there they are. Okay, there's 2 sticks in a fucking thing. If I have my girlfriend, when I train at night, my girlfriend's with me. When I train during the day, she's not with me.
You eat them, right? You eat them.
I don't, very rare do I eat them, but when I do, I have to eat a bunch of them because I'm diabetic. And when my insulin drops and my sugar drops, I can actually go into like a fucking, it's bad. When it drops, I get really bad. And I have to I keep a glucose monitor with me. I also keep a little fucking spray in case like, a little the deodorant shit. And
What
all
else
that
you got
stuff.
in that bag? What else is in that bag?
My friend Mike always comes there, so I give him I bring a bar. It's for my friend. I bring this. I don't really like granola bars, but that's a granola bar. I give it to my friend. You know what I'm saying? If I start getting really bad acid, I get the little Pepto-Bismol in there.
You got everything in there, man.
Oh, yeah, wait. But you know what everybody wants to see? This is what you really want to see. Besides the fucking, I know you guys with the enema. I already showed it. Here. There's the enema. Okay. But you gotta have the infamous sponges, with the Victor Richards. They're not the same ones. It's fucking 40 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But obviously, I still use these all the time. I wet them and I use them as the sponges. Then I got, I carry all my little pills, my little goodies. The little pills like this is can you see? I don't know if you can see
that. Yeah, I see that.
Okay, let me show you. There's a
game
face. The game face right there. So.
Ben said, "Look like a suppository." The candy sticks. You stick
game
them up
face of Viagra, generic Viagra. Okay, where's this? This is from Tony Huge. Sends me Yohimbine right here, Yohimbine. And then I got here's another Tylenol, and this is a Tylenol too. The red one is Tylenol with caffeine in case and then and then I got a whatchamacallit, an ephedra. It's Primatine. That's it. Primatine ephedra.
You're ready for battle.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, bro. And then I bring it. Then I bring the drink. Drink. I put shit like this. Look, this is bang.
Dan wants to know: do you have a picture of Adriana Grande in there?
I love it, bro. I would lick her asshole.
It might as well. He's got everything else in there, Dan.
Yeah, I keep all kinds of shit. See, but I'll show you the video where I put the fucking. In the other side, and this side's empty, you motherfucker. This side's empty because that's where I put ice packs, right? Okay. And I put like I'll bring like a large. I drink a seltzer or a fucking diet drink, right? If I'm really thirsty, but I usually put like a in this. See this?
Okay.
This is a Diet Coke bottle, but in here that's nice cold. It's a fucking, usually it's bang, but the lady haven't been able to get the bang, but I'll get the cotton candy, like C4 or cotton candy, the one from, oh shit, I can't turn the fucking thing. I get 1 million. Here we go. Fuck, I gotta show you guys, because you guys are gonna want, I love this shit, bro.
What do you got?
Cotton candy right here. Look, Dollar Tree, brother. Joe knows I'm a Dollar Tree whore right here. The Dollar Tree. You guys going to Dollar Tree? Right there. Look. See
right
that?
There. Yep, there it is. Big game.
Energy right there. That's energy right there. It's like bang, and I'll put it. The reason why I put it in here is so you can put it because I fucking it's got a pop top. It fucking spill. Yeah. Like that.
You drink the whole thing?
Yeah, no. I'll take a sip. Look. This cotton candy is so good, bro. Cold, it's fucking, and it's this cold.
See, if I took that late, I wouldn't be able to sleep. I wouldn't be able to sleep if I took
No, I'm nuts, bro. I'm nuts. I can't sleep as it is.
And get it all the Dollar Tree.
I get at Dollar Tree. I can't get this. You can get these at Dollar Tree. You know what I mean? But you don't need these guys. This up because I'm diabetic. And if I hit a sugar low, because I don't eat a lot of carbs. And I certainly don't eat sugar. So if I'm really bad, you know what I'm saying? And the sugars hits that low, I carry a blood tester with me. It's right there. If I take my fucking blood, sometimes it's like fucking 50, and that's bad for me. I start getting shakes like this, and I can't move. I actually can't walk, can't lift my legs like they're in mud. So I got to take sugar to bring my sugar levels up,
Wow.
Well, if I listen to Palumbo, who had me fucking trying to, he's like, just take insulin and all this shit. It'll kill me. You know what I mean? You got it. Got to show you again. Here, look.
What else you got there?
Joe knows this because Joe's seen this. Hold on.
I've seen everything in this house.
Right. Joe knows he's been here. And look, You guys don't understand that. I'm a very precise man. See this? Joe knows. This is I take down everything I take. I write down. So here's today. You know, I took my blood. It was 121. That's when I woke up. That was fasted. That's high. That's high for me. I usually like here. It was 101. You understand? And this is yesterday. Here's today's 104. I didn't put the yellow mark. I use yellow. I got to do it later. But here's 104 today. This is today. See, what's the September 4th? I write the date. But all these I keep track of my blood, dude. You have no fucking. Joe knows. He's seen.
Yeah, you track.
I keep track of all the shit every single day. I keep track of everything. You guys think I'm just a loose cannon?
How many times you shit today?
Huh?
How many times you shit today?
Oh, fuck. I shit. Like, you know why? Because when you take this caffeine shit, you fucking shit your brains out. This is like, you have trouble, you listen. Where did that thing go? I dropped the fucking bottle. Come here. Wait, hold on. It's rolling all over the place. Listen, you're having trouble and you can't shit. You're constipated. Take some fucking...
Bang?
Take some Bang, fucking Rain, C4, this shit. You take an energy drink and you'll shit your fucking asshole out, you know? And that's what happens.
Well, guys, we are over an hour, and it was great. We got the show and tell from Gregg about his whole bag, which was great. We got to see everything. I want to thank you guys. Thank Dan. Of course, you got to be a freak. John
Don't forget, if you do a hard leg workout, sometimes I got to fucking, if I feel like, bro, before I don't want to be in the middle of fucking pushing, all of a sudden, just a fucking lava comes out of my ass. I'm like, no way.
Dorian from Croatia, thank you. Ben Garcia, Trend Boy, Skip, of course, BBQ Sauce, Mike M, everyone, thank you. Luciano, thank you. Anthony,
thank you guys. Wait, I gotta tell you one thing, Joe.
What's up?
One time I'm sitting out there, right, and I did the fucking I knew, like I said, okay, I'm gonna train the legs real hard, so let me just go in, make sure I don't have to shit. So I go in there, I use the enema. And the enema has a cap. That's the cap comes off there, right? So I go, and sometimes when I'm shitting, I come out like I have it like that, right? You know, because I don't want it to drop in the toilet. So I'll come out. I came out of the gym and I'm talking to my friend. He's like, "Bro, you got like a pen cap in your fucking." I go, "What?" And I go, "Oh fuck!" You know, I told him that's the enema cap. Yeah.
Did he know it was the enema cap?
No, he thought it was a pen. It looks like, this one's green, but it was blue.
I thought you were going to stick the enema up there with the cap on.
No, Jesus Christ, you do that, so you're in trouble. Then you got to go to the doctor, get that thing taken out.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
Like, is there a gerbil up there too? You know what I mean? If there was, he'd be drowning.
All right, Gregg. Well, I will talk to you in a little bit. Thank you, guys. We love you guys. We're all watching and tuning in. See you guys next week. Victor Martinez will be here next week with us.
There you go. And clean that ass. All right. Yep.
Thanks for watching the Zapata Brand Podcast. Please subscribe to the podcast and listen where all podcasts are available.